everyone, it's SystemCollapse, and this is Ultimate Alchemy. Hope everyone's had a fantastic day. I'm having a pretty amazing one myself. In between episodes, I did a lot. I did a ton, actually. Mostly on my base. So I did a lot of work and made this kind of big, giant base here. I used the builder from RF Tools to kind of help us do this. But you can see here, we got a big, giant kind of circle, kind of donut thing going on. Pretty happy with how it turned out. Let's kind of take a look-see from up above. It is pretty big. It's about 91 blocks across is what I think I ended up doing. And isn't too bad, man. It's a little neat. Pretty happy with how it turned out, like I said. This is going to end up being glass here, I think. Then up here will be glass. I dug that out kind of manually. It did glass here. And yeah, I'll be definitely getting that done, I suppose. But over here, this is the builder. This is what I used to actually build this. So you go to builder, check that out. You will see it just takes some bricks, machine frame, which is some iron and some iron nugs, ender pearl, and then you're good there. You also need one of these, a shape card. So you need some paper, you need some bricks, some redstone, and iron and ingot. And that's pretty cool. You kind of grab that shape card, you can pull it out, and you can kind of open it up there. You kind of tweak out the shape you're going to do. It doesn't have to be outside though. You can do it on the inside with this little question mark. And yeah, you can just kind of tweak it. That is the shape that I originally built. So if I kind of pull out here and go to show support preview, you will see this is what it kind of built here. And this is kind of how I knew exactly where I was going to put it, just to make sure everything was kind of lined up exactly how I wanted there. You can kind of tweak the offsets, right? So you can change it. So I actually raised mine 2 blocks to get exactly where I wanted. And yeah, it works out pretty well. But anyway, yeah, pretty awesome little thing here. You can use this to make all kinds of different shapes too. You can make like a cone. You can make a heart if you'd want to do that for any given reason. A dome, stuff like that. Spheres, cylinders, all that jazz. Of course, I went with the torus. And this was the dimensions here. So 91 by 23. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that is how I did that. Once this is kind of, you know, you have the shape set, all you have to do is throw an inventory on top. So I use this crate here. Then fill it full of blocks, and yeah, it'll just kind of, you flick a lever, make sure you have a lever on it, flick the button, or you can actually, I think, can you turn the redstone? Yeah, you can turn the redstone off too if you wanted to. Just do it that way, and yeah, it'll just start building it. It'll just pull the blocks from the inventory, place them into the world, and if it runs out of blocks, it just stops and waits for more, so you don't have to worry about that as well. And yeah, pretty awesome, man. So that is how I did that. It took a little while, probably about an hour and a half. And a lot of that time was just kind of making sure it had enough of the chisel blocks, because I think this was, what, 11,000? Yeah, 11,688 blocks. Of course, I went back through later and did dug out these parts here. The way I dug those out, too, was, I guess, with a Invar hammer. So I did that. I just did, well, I did several of these, to be honest, because these only have 850 durability. Still break a 3x3, which is pretty awesome. Just made this a lot quicker. I didn't have to deal with tinkers. I know Invar's free anyway, realistically, so not really worried about it. Yeah, so that is how I build my base, and it's going to be changing as we go. Like I said, I'm going to be adding in a bunch of glass, and probably swapping out some other blocks as well, kind of as we go and as we progress and get access to kind of other things. I also went ahead and got a whole bunch of sugarcane, so I've been coming around here, grabbing sugarcane. Wasn't really willing to wait for this stuff to grow, so I went ahead and made some of that snad. So you go to snad here, kind of grab that. This makes sugarcane, cactus, anything that grows on sand, I think, grow 3 times as fast. So that is pretty awesome as well. So I kind of got a whole bunch of that. The reason I wanted all that sugarcane was to make these here, these speed upgrades. So I got a whole bunch of those in here. They do take a fair amount of quartz enriched, but again, free materials realistically. I just throw that in there. And yeah, it just makes everything craft quicker. So I have them pretty much in all of our crafters now, just to speed things up. And if I was to make some redstone now, if I want to make 192, we just go bam, check that out. Probably go up here actually. You'll see it actually goes way quicker than it did previously. So pretty good pace for making redstone, I think. I also went ahead and made this puppy here. This is a crafter manager. This thing just kind of lets you access all of your different patterns that you have in your system. And you can move them around and place them exactly where you want. So a recipe like this. So I'm making redstone right now. And I have the recipes kind of separate here. So the stick goes here. That goes there, right? Realistically, I should have the pickaxe on a different row. So it can use a different crafter for every step. It doesn't have to share a crafter, right? So it'll actually end up making it make the items quicker if you have the entire recipe kind of spread out in the right way. I was just a little lazy with it. But anyway, definitely works pretty awesome, and you can access all your stuff, so that is cool. I guess back here as well, I went ahead and moved our automation for the charcoal. So it's just back here as a pulverizer now, because it's super simple. It's pulling in through the top, then pumping into this transfer, and that's doing that. Also added in the automation of gravel. There is a byproduct of this one, I believe. I think it's just sand though, which is fine. So I'm just pulverizing down stone, making gravel automatically. Then I'm finally doing stone again, but this time on a crusher. And the crusher is, again, just like a pulverizer, just from a different mod. Really easy recipe. I think I use this one down here. But the cool thing about this one is it skips the step of gravel and jumps straight to just sand, right? So yeah, you don't even have to worry about that step there. And it just gets automatically pulled in the system, and that's exactly what we want. Now we have, you know, a good amount of those materials there, so that is pretty awesome. Oh, I did have to throw in a void upgrade, I think, into this one. Yeah, the sand. Just because the gravel is doing a byproduct. So I had at one point the gravel, it was full on sand, right? Because we're getting secondary on sand here, right? So it was getting kind of backed up and couldn't put the sand anywhere. So I had to deal with that. So now any other sand that comes to the system just gets voided off. It'll just get filled up with gravel. And the gravel should stop anyway. It won't produce anymore because it doesn't have anywhere to put it. So that is cool. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I did. So I did do a lot. Oh, I did one more thing here. Went ahead and threw a barrel on top of this and just set the sides there. So I have an export on the top for lava. It's going straight into an iron drum, which I think was the normal recipe, right? There's just a whole butt ton of iron. Yeah, just a whole butt ton of iron there. And that holds 256 buckets of lava and just automatically pumping in cobblestone. So yeah, we just have infinite lava there. It's a little expensive to create, but at the same time, it's automated and I don't have to worry about it. So that is pretty cool. And okay, I went ahead and grabbed a whole bunch of materials here for, I guess, automating this here, the Ender Lily, so we can get our Ender Pearls, you know, in the phytogenic insulator. So that's what I'm kind of going for. We are going to still have to make an augment to make it so this works a little more cleanly, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. But basically what we need here, we need to set this up. This needs water. We need this flux phytogrow. And to do that, we need an energetic infuser, which I already crafted because it was the easy recipe. The only thing new, I think, was these here, which is just silver. And then, yeah, we need to make the rich phytogrow, which is the real step, which requires pulverized charcoal, niter, and we're going to use rich slag. So to get the pulverized charcoal, it's just charcoal pulverized down, so that's easy. To get niter is pulverized down sandstone, so that's easy as well. But we'll also have to deal with the sand, so we're going to kind of have to deal with that as well. And then rich slag, the way we're going to get it is through this recipe right here. We're going to put in sand and a compass of all things, and we get 4 ingots and a chance at the rich slag there. We can also do another augment to up the rates on this, so we have a higher chance of getting rich slag and niter, and we're definitely going to do them as well. Now that I'm thinking of it, because I already went ahead and made a bunch of these upgrade kits as well. These upgrade the thermal machine, so not a big deal. Just some imbar, some bronze, and this one I think is just electrum, and silver, and some hardened glass. But anyway, let's go ahead and get our first augments anyway. Which ones were they? These ones are called, I think, Civ, right? So we need these ones here. Kind of look at the kind of notes on this. More power, but increases the chances of secondary output, and that's exactly what we want. I think we need 4 of these for the setup, so let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to need 1 more, but we need to kind of make another alloy here in a few minutes to kind of get that done. But anyway, let's go ahead and grab the pulverizers. We're going to get them down first, just like that. Then probably the induction smelter, kind of get the 3 main items. So that'll be charcoal, the sandstone, and that one will be the, no, that'll be niter, right? And this one will be the actual rich slag. So that's kind of what's going on there. Then we'll have the energetic infuser, and then finally the insulator. Kind of do that. Kind of clear that one. That one is going to output that way, so I'm going to set that. So it's going to move its items right into this. So I'm going to go ahead and set that there. This one's going to import from the bottom for sure. That one's going to import from the bottom for sure. So is that one. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and grab some of these exports, because we're just going to kind of have the system kind of pump them out automatically. That's kind of the plan here. Do I need? Yeah, I need to do it for all these. So let's go ahead and do that. I made the wrench from the mod as well. Cool thing about that is you can kind of shift these exporters and have them kind of rotate for you. And that's really helpful. So I guess we're going to need a piece of charcoal. Let's go ahead and grab one of them. Pop that in there. And we should automatically start getting pulverized charcoal, which is exactly what we want to see. And that's pretty cool. Next one would be the sandstone, right? So to do the sandstone, it's going to be super easy. We're just going to pop that in there. I need to grab my crafting cards because I did autocraft those, but I kind of forgot to grab them. We're going to need 3 of those, I believe. Kind of take one of those. Pop that right there. That's going to start pumping in sandstone. And every once in a while, it's going to get some niter. And right now, it's not going to do it very often. But we can go ahead and upgrade this one. We're going to do that 2 times with these kits. It's kind of like multi-stage, right? You could also do this as well. Actually, just make the upgraded versions. Then it'll just take it up both levels. But we'll do that. Then we're going to give the one the upgrades here. And it should see more niter kind of more often there. This one here, I guess, we're going to need to export the sand and a compass, right? Do that. And then we're going to need to grab a crafting card again. And this should start. Yes, it's going to start producing exactly what we want there. Drop off that sand. Drop off that sandstone. And that's pretty good there. The next one would be the energetic diffuser. And we need one of these materials from every one of them before we could actually produce that. Let's go ahead and grab the pulverized charcoal. Go grab the niter. And there we go. Got our first rich slag. And we can upgrade that machine as well. I actually meant to. So let's go ahead and do that one. And that one's also going to get those upgrades. So we get some more of that slag. So yeah, it's working already exactly how it's supposed to. But let's go ahead and actually set up this recipe for the phyto. Because we need the rich, right? Let's do that. I purposely made sure I had slag too. Because I knew it was going to do this. Where it's going to grab the wrong thing. So we're just going to do that. Do that there. I don't know why my stuff is going crazy here. Let's just change that for a second. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this going here. Oop, I did not mean to upgrade that one. I don't need that one upgraded at all, actually. But anyway, so we're getting a rich slag. We have that. Oh, I meant to make some phyto as well. So I need to do that. I need to get that pattern in the right spot. Let's do that. I need to make one kind of recipe of the rich phyto grow. So we'll do that right there. Then I can just export that straight into here again. With a crafting card. So that'll be kind of the last step here. Of course, it's not really, it doesn't really have, the system doesn't have those items in it yet. I'm going to actually keep those items mostly separate. So we're going to need a couple drawers here. Let's go ahead and grab drawer. Do that. And I want I guess it'd be a 1x2. Let's grab one of them. Sweet. And we might need one more drawer actually. So let's grab that. Cool. So what I'm intending to do is to keep these items kind of separate. So I want to keep the pulverized charcoal over here, just so it'll only produce 2,000 and then stop producing it. So we're going to have like a separate little drawer system. Same with the niter, I only want to keep 2,000. This one, I actually probably only want to keep about 2 stacks of the rich slag because we don't have any other use for it. And photogrow, we'll have 2 stacks because we'll have a stack here. Then it'll buffer a stack in here, and that's fine. I think there was one more item, isn't there? I thought there was 4. Oh yeah, the ender pearls. We're only going to keep about 2 stacks of them as well. Probably be the plan. But anyway, let's kind of get these drawers set up here. So we'll kind of pop one there. And then we'll take our 2 normal ones and go here and here. There we go. Then we're going to throw a little drawer controller because that looks great. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab a pulverize. Let's get these drawers set up anyway. So I want to keep a full drawer of niter. Because niter is going to be used just for this. Because otherwise I'd only keep like 2 stacks. But later in the pack, we're going to need it to make gunpowder, I believe. So I'm going to need a good amount of that. So I'm going to grab that there. I also am going to need the rich slag, right? The rich slag, I only want to keep about 2 stacks. So we're going to do that right there. And then I'm probably going to grab all my ender pearls and throw it in one of those drawers as well. So we'll just do that. Oh, I didn't grab them all. Actually, that's going to be less than I want of that of ender pearl. We'll think about that. Let's go here. I'm going to grab an item here. That'll still keep 32 ender pearl. I'm okay with that. I'm going to grab an item here called a downgrade. And this actually downgrades a drawer, so you can only keep 1 stack of an item in it at any given time. That's going to be how I really limit it would be the rich slag and the ender pearls, because I don't need a ton of this stuff, I just need to always have it on hand, right? So that's going to be the way I do that there. And we have a couple more things we need to deal with. One, we need to connect that drawer controller and pull all the items out of here so it ends up there. We also need to deal with two of the byproducts. So the sand, you can see here, it's already frozen this one up, and the iron's frozen this one up. So we need to kind of pull those out. We can do that really easy though, just with importers. So probably be the best way, just like that right there. We don't need anything right there. We need a piece of cable. Go ahead and grab some cable. Good old cable. Awesome. Now we'll just run over here. Kind of pump that right there. Gonna go ahead and grab, I guess we just need a piece of sand, right? And then we'll need a piece of iron, a single piece of iron, I guess. So we'll just go there. And we just need to set the filters on these importers. And I think they're set to blacklist by default. They are too. So let's go ahead and throw a sand in there and actually switch that to a whitelist, and that should start pulling, I think, as long as I set the back of this machine anyway. Right there. Oh, wrong one. It should be red, right? Red is what I want. Red. Red will just choose that slot, so we just kind of set exactly what comes out of that one. And this one will do the same thing, so that we'll set that to a whitelist and just set that backside to red. There we go. So there handles two of our byproducts already, so they'll just go right back in the system. The iron can go back and be auto-crafted, and the sand can go back and be auto-crafted, which is what we kind of want there. The last thing I guess we need to do is pull the items and pump them in here. Once they do that, this will kind of work. I could even put the ender lily in here. I just haven't yet. Let's kind of do that. And then I guess we can grab that tank, pop that there, flick the lever, and that should be good. So the way I'm going to pull the items out of these, I think, is going to be with conduit. We haven't made a conduit yet. So let's go ahead and grab some binder. We're going to have to set that recipe. Actually, that's going to be two recipes, isn't it? We're going to need the regular conduit binder. Then we'll need the processing for the smelted version. We're going to do that. Awesome. We'll have to drop that one off. And this one just needs to be smelted in either machine. Go ahead. Must want to make a good batch of that. Let's go binder. Awesome. And do that right there. Also going to need some pulsating iron. So let's go ahead and grab a single iron. Probably be a good bet. Oh, no, it'd be 2 iron, wouldn't it, for the recipe, the way it works out, I think. And then 2 ender pearl. I think this is how it works. This will get us 2 either way. And we have to run this through a smeltery. It doesn't look like pulsating iron has any other way to be made. So we're just going to drop that off right there. I want to double check that, though. Because I only quickly looked. Pulsating. Oh, we can. I could just do that through the induction smelter. So I walked over here for nothing. But anyway. Looks like we're really not going to have to use the smeltery later in the pack. Maybe the couple things there, but for the most part. But anyway, I'll just do that right now. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that yet. I just totally inverted that too, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I just derped everything. There we go. That'll work. There we go. That's done. Grab that. Probably throw that into one of these compacting drawers so it deals with the nuggets, because I think we need that for the conduit, right? Let's go to pulsating. Let's grab 2 of them. Do that right there. Well, let's actually look at the conduits. Actually, let's go ahead and just straight up make the recipe for it. Turn off processing. Item conduit. It is great stuff. And it's going to be faster than those transfer nodes that I've been using. So I really don't want to have to keep using that stuff. So let's do that up there. That looks good. Grab some conduit. And I should be able to make like, at least like, I should be able to make several recipes of that right now. But I only need 1 right now. So anyway, all we really need to do now, I think, is pull out of the items out of the top and then connect them to this. Probably be the easiest way. Yeah, just connect it to the drawer, right? So let's just do that right there. And then I guess something I really need to try. I still haven't used this stuff. This conduit here is from Ender.io. It's for refined storage. I haven't used it because I could have done this a lot cleaner. I maybe have to try that in between episodes because I still haven't used that stuff and I'm not 100% sure how it works. So yeah, that's something, I guess. Anyway, they're all set to extract. That's exactly what we want, except for this one. I don't need that one enabled at all. And then I guess all I have to do is set the output. Oh, I never set the output on this one. This one needs to go. Oh, that one's, yeah, I'm setting that now. What am I talking about? This one, I guess, would be top, right? And it'll be red. That should be good. I don't. Why aren't you going? Oh, because I haven't set that to take stuff yet. Next one would be Niter. I want this one on the yellow slot, right? So I think there's a yellow one. That'll work right there. This one I will want on the yellow slot as well, I think. Right? Is there a yellow one? Oh, there's too many colors on this one. Here we go. So that'll end up pulling that to the drawer system. This one doesn't need a export except for the actual flux. That should be good. I guess the last thing we need to do as well, I need to do one more thing here as well, because right now it's a little messed up. I need to set an external storage on this so the system can see the stuff. I just don't want it pulling it automatically. Let's set the priority to 21 because I think I have the main priority set to 20. I want the stuff to always go here. And I think this will work here. So I just need to set this to insert. Awesome. And everything should start getting pulled. That's getting pulled. That's getting pulled. That's done. That's good. And this isn't done yet. Okay, so I just want to make sure we're getting rich slag there. Yeah, we are getting rich slag. Cool, so it looks like everything's working. We just really have one more thing to work with. So the Ender Lily. The only problem with this, you go to use on it, look at the processing. This Ender Lily technically gets used when it kind of makes the Ender Pearl. And then it gets pumped out to the output slot at 100% rate. So that is a problem because it's getting exported, right? And it's going to a slot we aren't really dealing with. And I want to deal with that with a real easy way. The way we could deal with that is there's actually an upgrade. If we go to here and check that out, there's a mono upgrade, I think it's called. That right there. And this thing here, non-fertilizer inputs are not consumed, improving automation. Provides a minor chance to not consume fertilizer. So we're going to go ahead and make this one, but we do have to make some signalum here. So we're going to get that done. And I think that signalum, I need to look at the blends real quick. I know it's 3 copper, but is it 3 copper and a silver? Is that what that is? 3 coppers and a silver. Let's go ahead and grab this stuff. So 3 copper. We'll need a silver. Awesome. And we'll need a bucket because I think I already smelted down the redstone. You just do that in a magma crucible. So yeah, I think it only takes 10, so it's not that big deal. I think I already did it. Let's do that. Let's do that. Go ahead and grab a bucket of destabilized redstone. And it's just this stuff here, right? So super easy. Just yeah, 10 redstone in here. You're good to go. Oh, maybe I put in 20. Doesn't even matter. I guess I have another recipe of it later on. And we should be good there. Let's go ahead. I want to make sure that recipe. Take a look at that. Yeah, I'm right. I must have did enough for 2 recipes and didn't realize it. But anyway, go ahead and grab our blend. We'll need 4 sand. That's good. And we can induction smelt that real quick. That and that. Oh, that's wrong thing. That's wrong thing as well. You can see where I stole my other induction smelter to get this set up here. That and that should be good right there. Then we should be able to actually make this, I think. So let's go to mono right now. Check that out. Should be able to grab you. We'll need 2 nickel as well. So let's grab 2 nickel. There we go. Also need our hammer from Immersive, which is super cool. Because we can just take that puppy and just straight up make plates. And then I guess we make our coil. And last thing we're going to need is one of those flux. So we can just go ahead and grab that. You see the ender pearls here. Ender lily ended up in that output slot. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid there. So let's go ahead and grab the loop. Awesome. Oh, that's a cycle. It's not a loop. Yeah, wait. We'll have to upgrade this machine. So we're going to go ahead and throw a conversion kit on that one. And then we can just go here and pop that right there. And basically what that's going to do is just always keep that ender lily in that slot. And that's exactly what we want. I did not mean to pull that ender pearl. I meant to... I'm actually curious. Why wasn't that ender pearl? Oh, I didn't set the output slot. I was wondering why the ender pearl wasn't being pulled out. But that's quite obvious. Hey, wait. That's that, and that's fully automated and done as cleanly as I could think I could do it. So I am quite happy with that. Only problem is I can't get to my ender pearl drawer. Oh, it's already full. Oh, I mean, that's not a big deal. Maybe I'll change that. I guess I could. I could make that like 4 stacks. Let's do it this way. I already have the downgrade there. A 2x2 drawer. How much does that usually hold? 2x2 drawer holds... no, not 2x2. 1x2. I can't remember how many stacks. 16 stacks. I can make it so it's 4 stacks. That'd be better. Let's go to drawer. I guess that'd be upgrade, isn't it? Upgrade. Kind of handle that. Because 16 just, because we'll end up with just 32 ender pearls in the system. And that seems a little too little. Let's do that. But since I used the downgrade, it's now going to multiply the amount it'll store by 4. Since it's already at 1, it's only going to be 4. So I'm multiplying by 1 right now. So this should be able to only hold stack limit. Yeah, 64 times 4. So 4 stacks. So we'll end up with a 5 stack buffer rich slag, which we don't really need. I guess I could have added another drawer and just fixed this, but at the same time, isn't that big a deal. So anyway, that's that. The only reason I'm really kind of limiting that rich slag too is because I don't want it burning all my redstone just on rich slag that I don't even need. So that is why I'm doing that. And yeah, I think that's it, man. That's totally awesome. Totally working and doing exactly what it should. What is it waiting on? Actually, I may have a problem here. What is going on? Oh, here it is here. I was wondering why it wasn't getting the photo grow and I just didn't put the input slot. Just make sure everything's working, but if everything is right now, yeah, we're just going to have automated ender pearls. Those just keep coming in the system. We won't have to worry about it, and we won't have to do it in the smelter anymore, which is fantastic. And okay, the next thing we're going to work towards is going to be blaze powder, so we're going to get this set up going. We need this to be able to get into the, what is it, chemical imbuers, I think it is. We need these machines to probably, not probably, but definitely get into lapis. I think we actually need 3 of them. But we need blaze powder to kind of get into that for the brewing stand. So, yeah, definitely something we're going to need moving forward. To get this stuff, though, you need this here. This is the essence of knowledge. It is from the Statue of the Thinker, melted down in a magma crucible. So that is kind of one component. The other component is going to be sulfur. And it looks like the only easy way to get sulfur early on is going to be from coal. So we can kind of take coal, grind it down on Pulverizer, get the pulverized coal, and sulfur. I think we use this for stuff later on too. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I think that might be something since it's from Content Tweaker. We'll get into that later. I'm not really concerned. So we're going to get this automated, I think. And I do have some components here. Hopefully I have everything we need. Well, guess we'll find out here. The first thing I guess is the Thinker. Let's go ahead and grab that. We can get that smelted down really easy. So let's kind of just do that. Come over here. We happen to have a couple magma crucibles. Let's kind of set up sitting here. This one has nothing in it. Let's go ahead and grab a piece of cable. Kind of pop you there. Grab a exporter, I suppose. Probably be the right one. Sweet. And then just kind of flip that over. And that's awesome as well. And we can just tell it to export thinkers and throw it a crafting card. That'll handle that. So yeah, we'll just keep getting that liquid now. And that is pretty sweet. Probably throw a fluid transposer here at some point and finish this off. Probably be the last step, I think. Let's do that. Let's do this and that. That's good there. Okay, the next part of that is going to be the actual, I guess, the sulfur. So what we're going to do there is probably just set up a, well, coke oven, right? So I went ahead and made these coke bricks. They're super easy. Just some gravel, some brick, and some red sandstone. It doesn't have to be red. I just read it. Just some sandstone. It was actually funny. I had to fight with the system over there that was trying to make the sandstone to make those bricks. It took me about 3 tries to get enough bricks to be able to get it done. But anyway, let's go over here. Let's form the multi-block. You just kind of hammer it in the middle. That'll kind of do that. And then we'll just kind of pump things in with refined storage like we're doing with everything. Because refined storage is life. Let's kind of go this way. Is that even lined up? Can't even tell here. So that'll be the corner. So we'll probably want a importer and an exporter on this one. Probably be the way we do it. So let's go grab a importer. And then grab a exporter. Pop that right there. As long as we get that lined up with a piece of cable, I'm happy. Do that. Kind of go this way. Yeah, get this done. Yeah, blaze powder should unlock a lot of stuff for us, I think. So that and lapis is going to just kind of open up the pack a little bit more, right? Wait. We want to export some of that charcoal that we kind of made earlier. So we just grab one of them. We got our pulverized. And just pop that in there. You can see there, it's actually pretty quick too. So we don't even have to worry about it. I know there's a way to kind of speed this up that Soren did with the Ender Porcupine. So that's definitely something you can do. And it's pretty cool. It's a cool concept. I just don't know how much is actually needed. So we'll kind of see. If we need to speed it up later, we'll do that. If not, I'm just going to let it run for the length of the pack and probably have insane amounts of that stuff. I really don't see anything in this pack where you need a large amount of stuff. So focusing on speed seems kind of unimportant unless we hit a point where we're waiting on something, I suppose. So anyway, that's good there. We handled that, and that's pretty sweet. And the last part of this, I guess, is, well, not last part. We got 2 more parts. Next part, I guess, would be a Pulverizer, which we'll probably set up right here. This one is going to grind down the coal. I should set up a drawer for that. So let's go ahead and grab the coal that's in the system. We got a whole 1. Did something mess up here? What did I do wrong? Why do I not have any more of that charcoal coming in? Oh, I didn't actually set the filter. Total derp. Let's do that. Do that to the exporter. Let's actually set that correctly this time. That looks good. Anyway, let's go ahead and put the coal in there. We've got our pulverizer here, and we need to start kind of pulverizing that down. So let's actually grab one. Go ahead and grab another exporter. Do that, probably rotate that puppy, and then just send in the coal, right? Do that. It's not going to work. It probably needs power for one thing. And then it probably needs, what else would it need? Oh, some of those, we need some upgrades. I made the augments, but never made the kits. So let's go ahead and grab the kits here. Do that real quick. Grab one of you, and grab one of you. Awesome. We got our kits on hand, so that's pretty sweet. And we can just take those and use those real quick, and just get this done. I just want to maximize our secondary output, so we actually get some more of the actual sulfur, right? Anyway, that's good there. Then we just set the size, so let's go there. That's cool. And I guess the last thing we need to do this one would be a importer, which we just do on the back. Go ahead and grab a piece of cable, pop that there, and it doesn't even matter. We'll just set the backside to output items. We got our first sulfur, and that's pretty awesome. So if we go in here, how much sulfur did we get so far? We only got 1. I think the recipe took 2, but that isn't too big a deal. What is that coal there? We also get what? Pulverized coal? No, pulverized coal. Yeah, this stuff right here. We'll have to set up a drawer for this, I suppose. I think this gets used later on. Yeah, I saw this content tweaker recipe. So let's throw it there. And did we get any more of that yet? Not that sulfur. Yeah, we already got 3, so we're looking pretty good here. So the last thing we need, I guess, is a fluid transposer. So let's go ahead and grab one of those, because I don't have one of those yet. Transposer, go there. We'll need a frame. I could just autocraft this, but the time I could do just one, I could already make it. Go ahead and grab a couple copper gears. And we might be able to craft that now. Oh, no, we need a coil, man. Coils are life. There we go. And awesome. So yeah, we're almost done. We will need one more exporter, won't we? Let's go ahead and grab an exporter. And maybe one more importer as well. And then we can get this kind of finished up. So anyway, let's go over here, I suppose. Let's go... Actually, it's not going to fit here very well, is it? How would I do this? I guess I don't have a second induction furnace right now, so let's just pretend that's normal. We got an importer on the back, so that works. And we'll just need a... I guess a exporter on the bottom. So let's do it. Actually, I was going to do it this way because it's right beside the magma crucible. Huh. Just thinking about how we do that. Oh, I can get behind there. As long as I can get cables in there, that's all that matters. Let's go ahead and grab the fluid transposer. Let's clear that. Let's tell it to import that liquid. So that's awesome. Then we just do an exporter, I suppose. We will have to throw that back down temporarily. Because I do need the connection to the machine. I could just use cable, but at the same time. Let's go ahead and rotate that one. And I guess the last thing we need is to sell it to export sulfur here, right? So I could just say, hey, give me sulfur. And then pump some in there. And that should handle that. Sulfur going through it. Progress is happening. It is pretty slow. Nothing we can do about that at this. I mean, we could. But at the same time, in not that big a hurry. And we just need a way to import the items out of here. So we can just do that for the top, I suppose. Just do that. Grab some cable. I mean, we can hide all this stuff later on. It's not a big deal. There we go. And then just set the top to... we also need to say it'd be import here. And it'd be output there, right? So that works there. And is this almost done? It is. We can actually see our first one come in. And boom. We got our first place pattern. So yeah, we got that done. So we actually handled quite a bit today. We automated our ender pearls, and we've automated blaze powder, so that is pretty awesome. So I think I am actually going to end this one here. So as always, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. It is always appreciated. When you guys all have a good one, I'll see you guys next video. Later.